Hello everyone, this is Abdul Qadir. Today I would be demonstrating how to import data from SQL Server and what are the details in the method that we are going to follow. So to get started, we will uh, connect to the SQL Server, and to do that we will go to get data option and select the SQL Server databases. So this is where we are going to connect to load, and then now here it asks for the credentials, so our server name and the database to which we have to connect. So to get that, uh, I have already kept my uh, SQL Server Management Studio app open, from where we are going to get the data. So now here we go into the properties and select the server name. So upon typing the server name here, and then we will see which database we have to connect. So now we go into the database AdventureWorks. This is the database we would like to connect. Then again go there to the properties and select the name of the specific database which we would want to connect. And then we are going to use the by default import method to demonstrate this. After this data has been loaded, I will once again load the data using the direct query option and tell you guys what is the difference between the two methods. So for now, we will go on and continue doing the import method. So upon clicking OK, let's see what happens. So now upon clicking, we do have the complete data set here, and we can choose which table we would like to load into the Power BI desktop and do the reporting. So now let me select the product description table and see what are the contents here. Try to load it using the transform data. And so now the data got transformed, and we have the data with us here with all the inputs of description, product description ID, the row bid, and the modified date, etc. Now just to compare that, we will also compare by seeing it in our database as to whether it is the same one. So we wanted to check the product description one. Yeah, so this was the table we wanted to check. So now this is the table we will be loading and see whether the inputs, yeah, so we have the number of rows and columns here, and this is the same one which we have loaded. So now we can get ahead and get started with any transformations we want to do here, or we would want to make any further changes to the data. So this is how I would load the data from SQL Server using the import method. We close and apply, and while we wait for the changes to apply. So now it has loaded the 760 plus rows, whatever was there in the database here. So this is completely done now. And here we have our reporting page, the one reporting where we are. And then here is the transformation, the data view where we can change the data and modify. And then we also have um, the relationship making view where we can create conjoins and etc. So all the three views are available here, and we can do whatever we would want to do with the data and do the transformation or do the reporting as well. So now let me close this and start over again to explain the other method. Close this. To save it. For the step 2, we will again go to get data, and then now we also have the option to choose from here because the frequently used data sources will reflect here, so we can try to connect it from here as well. Again, it's going to ask us the server name, so we do have the database name copied already. We would now go and copy the server name and then paste it here, and let's see. Oops. We will now have to do the direct query method. So we will again go back, import the data from the now we will select the direct query method, and let's see how the data is getting loaded and what are the changes that are going to reflect, and how is it different from the uh, import method. Now again we are going to choose the product description. Here, yeah, product description data. Now we are going to load this. So this is now loaded. Say close and apply. Let's see what are the changes it is going to make. So now interestingly, we have the data ready. We have the reporting data, the reporting area is ready with the data that we have loaded. And then we have this area as well. But the area where we have to do the transformation of the data, which we were able to do in the import method, is not reflecting here because the data is directly interacting with the SQL database. So the live data, whatever is seen in the description in the SQL database, that is going to be reflected here. And we don't have any option to alter or modify the data in the Power BI desktop or in the Power BI field, whereas whatever is the data that is being worked upon or changes that are being made in the database, SQL database, those changes are directly going to be reflected in the data. So, and that is why we don't have much option of changing the data as such. So this was the direct query method. Now, how it is different from the import method. So now we will also not save this file, but again, see if there is anything else we can do with the SQL Server thing. So the last thing which I wanted to explain about importing the data from SQL Server was this advanced option. So in the advanced option, if any organization that you're working for requires you to pull specific data sets or using command SQL command, so other than import and direct query method, there are advanced option which allows you to put any query, run the query and get the specific data from the database instead of getting it from any table or anywhere else. So depending on where your data is sitting in the database, you will be required to put the data by running any SQL queries. So these are the three methods rather with which you can import the data from SQL database. One is the import, the other is direct query, and the advanced option where you can run the query. So this is how we load the data from SQL Server database to our Power BI desktop. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.